In Unit 2, when we talked about research methods, we talked about many of the flaws in thinking that can cause people to reach incorrect or suspect conclusions. We will review those here and introduce a few new ones. The first is confirmation bias. That is the, oh, of course, that makes sense bias, or the 20/20 hindsight. We always think we knew something after the fact. Because of this, we are less likely to challenge information we are told. Next is functional fixedness. We did not discuss this one before. Functional fixedness is literally the inability to think outside the box. If I give you a wool hat and your head is warm but your hands are cold, you know you could warm your hands in the hat, but a person with functional fixedness might not realize that because they believe a hat has only one function, for the head. People who are stuck in functional fixedness are unlikely to score very high on a test of creativity because they can't see new ways to combine or use things. Misusing heuristics is another problem. Heuristics are shortcuts in thinking and they can come in handy. It doesn't make sense to fully research and evaluate every decision in life. For example, if a friend tells you one route to Culver's is quicker than another, it's probably best just to go with their advice, which is the availability heuristic. But relying on a friend's opinion is probably not the best method for choosing a college. Your friend's advice may be superficial, or they may be rating colleges on criteria different than yours. Overconfidence occurs when you believe so much in your own opinion that you don't listen to others' views. Researchers have found that many medical mistakes, such as operating on the wrong hip or leg, happens because surgeons are so supremely confident that their assistants, like surgical nurses, are afraid to correct them even when they're obviously wrong. Belief perseverance, the next on the list, is similar to overconfidence. Belief perseverance is when you cling to your beliefs even in the face of strong evidence to the contrary. An example of this is the cult in opening Skinner's box that believed the apocalypse was coming, and when it didn't, they didn't alter their beliefs. Over-reliance on intuition is pretty self-evident. It's trusting your gut too much. For example, a friend asks you if your psych project is due tomorrow, and your gut tells you no, so you say no, it's not. You don't bother to check to find out that perhaps you were wrong. Two more new cognitive flaws are framing effects and the principle of humanity. Framing effects are ways that the environment can subtly shift your thinking without you even realizing it. You may think you make wise, independent decisions about what you will buy in the cafeteria, but research has shown that when healthier food is displayed at eye level and junk food is higher or lower, students are actually significantly more likely to buy healthy food. Also, the way questions are posed can impact your thinking in subtle ways. If you're asked to try a new kind of pizza, then asked whether you would spend $10 or $25 for the pizza, you will likely give a higher number than if your options were $5 versus $10. Finally, the principle of humanity, which isn't anything like it sounds. The principle of humanity is your fundamental belief that the world is fair, that people get what they deserve. Frequently, this logical flaw causes people to overlook the true causes of problems. When a neighbor down the street tells you her purse was stolen from her house and you think, well, that's what happens when you aren't careful, then you're essentially saying she deserved it. You might be missing evidence that in fact crime is up on your street and you should be concerned about it. Unsurprisingly, people apply this principle to other people more easily than they do to themselves. Before class, you should also read the article, Why We Make Bad Decisions, on the Moodle site.